Hi guys, this is Erica from Gokce Capital. Now before I begin, be sure to click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. For 20 years, Tom Carroll and Hermine Ricketts grew cabbage, spinach, beets, and tomatoes in their front yard. Then, in 2013, the village told them to dig it all up. What happened? We'll find out at the end of this video. But first, perhaps you too want to grow your own food on your land or garden. If so, we have the top things you should know. Number 1, what should you know about your climate? Your hardiness zone, which is based on the average annual low temperature in your area and determines which plants will be suited to your climate. The USDA has a map of the country, and you can use this to find your land's zone. Frost date. Seasoned gardeners will plant according to the average date of the last frost in your area. One of the best resources for this information is your county extension site. Sun. Choose where you plant your garden based on how much sun the plot receives. Your spot should get at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight a day. Soil. Soil is an essential part of a successful garden, and to optimize, you'll want to understand its health and characteristics. You can do this through a series of soil tests. And, of course, water availability. You'll want your garden to be close to a water source, such as a spigot or hose. Number 2, what foods should you start with? Here's a list of some of the easiest vegetables: tomatoes, peas, peppers, lettuce, and kale. Number 3, what equipment do you need? Items for digging, including a full-size spade. Items for planting, such as a hand trowel and garden jackknife. Items for cutting, like pruners and garden scissors. Items for moving dirt, like a wheelbarrow. Items for protection, like a hat and work gloves. And items for watering, such as a hose. Number 4, how do you make your garden more successful? Before you begin planting, make a garden map. Seed packets often include information about spacing, so use a plant spacing chart to determine how much space you need to leave between your seeds for ideal garden growing. And number 5, a big question many folks may have is, can you start a garden if you don't have your own land right now? Well, even if you're in a cramped apartment, you can still grow some food. You can do this by maximizing your indoor space using windowsills, hanging baskets, or wall racks. You can also maximize whatever outdoor space you have. This can be done by maximizing all vertical space with a trellis system for plants that vine. But what if you have land but are not allowed to grow on it? This was the situation that Tom Carroll and Hermine Ricketts found themselves in when on May 2013, the village of Miami Shores amended its zoning code to prohibit front yard vegetable gardens. Tom and Hermine's backyard doesn't get much sun, so for the past 20 years they have grown cabbage, kale, chard, and even peaches in their front yard. But suddenly, almost overnight, they were told they had to dig it all up or face a fine of $50 a day. The ordinance was passed on the grounds that vegetable gardens were unsightly and a threat to the distinctive character of Miami Shores, a rationale that the couple deemed dubious enough to fight. By November, they had joined with the Institute for Justice to challenge the ban in court. Very quickly, however, they discovered that their battle would not be easy. In November 2017, Florida's 3rd District Court of Appeal ruled in favor of the village, and when the couple turned to the Florida Supreme Court, it declined to hear the case. Still, Tom and Hermine didn't give up. After losing in court, they took the fight directly to the Florida legislature. And 6 years later, on July 1st, 2019, a Florida law went into effect that prohibits local governments from regulating vegetable gardens on residential properties. Today, okra, peppers, tomatoes, and squash have returned to Tom and Hermine's front yard. Still, though this story has a happy ending for the beleaguered couple, it's a good example of why you should take care should you decide to grow your own food. Unless you have the funds for a prolonged battle, check the local zoning ordinance and any HOA or condo association laws before you plant your first tomato. Otherwise, a few vegetables in the wrong place could end up costing you time and money. But what do you think? Do you have any stories about growing your own food? Let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? You're going to love our Gokce Land Due Diligence program. We'll make you a land due diligence expert in just 7 days. Check it out at gokcecapital.com/glad. And while you're at our website, don't forget to explore our $1 down properties at gokcecapital.com/listings. Finally, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email, call, or text, and we will respond as soon as possible. So thank you for listening, and more to come.